Ahoy, crypto pirates and crypto junkies. Glad to have you guys this morning. Hope you're glad to be here. We've got a lot of people already ready for this show, and they seem to all be Markable Thoughts. So it looks like Markable Thoughts is the only one in the chat today, guys. So let me bring these guys up here.
Taking over the stream. Taking over the chat. I'm all the life. I have like 60 YouTube channels. And it's those are all the viewers.
Markable, I have never seen your hair in...
What?
Markable, I have never seen your hair.
Guys, talk one.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter.
Needs to talk.
Peter's more important than me, so go ahead, Peter.
Peter, your turn.
You go.
Papa B, your turn.
You're older.
Guys.
Markable looks like we are getting attacked by the Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I had to say. And that was a build-up for nothing, man.
Yeah.
A great
build-up for nothing. All right. Well, so Markable Thoughts found this new coin out there, guys, he wants to talk about. It's called BitConnect. Yeah, and so he's really excited about it.
Dude, I hear really good things about it.
But I said, never mind. So, instead.
Where's the crafty?
I don't know. He doesn't want to join our little group, so
can I go there?
What's that?
I said, can I go that way?
You want to go this way?
And then another one?
One more? You want to be on the end? Oh, you want to be over there? Here. Right. Why don't you sit next to me so I can keep an eye on you? Make sure you don't do anything that you shouldn't be doing.
Tickle.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to find Barely Crafty here because he doesn't want to join our little group.
No, he does. I just gave him the link.
Oh, he says he needs to restart. He'll be right back. So he's using his Apple IIe computer. So So that's what I'd actually like to start the day off talking about is if anyone got to see Captain RG, E equals RG3, got to talk to Clay from nomics.com last night, and it was nice to have a legitimate CEO. I mean, we've had the other legitimate CEO that we've actually had on here was Reggie Middleton of Veritasium, and that was a fun interview. That was a good interview. He's got a lot of information that I wish we had more time to pick his brain, but it was nice that Clay was willing to divulge a lot of why they are as transparent as they are as far as a market cap aggregator is concerned and how they pull from more data sources than any of the other aggregators. So I think maybe CoinMarketCap was initially founded for good purposes, but then we know first off, I think they are, let's just say because of their ownership, they have special interest in certain coins. And I think a lot of coins they have manually removed. So, or put in the wrong place because I know HEX is not being read correctly. I know Nerd Girl had talked with one of the guys, the devs, the back-end devs from CoinMarketCap, and they didn't like the data sources that HEX was pulling from. And I guess verifiable information straight from the blockchain wasn't good enough for them. I'm not sure how that all works. I thought that would be the most accurate of all the data, but because it doesn't lie.
Enough wash trading going on there.
Right. And it's not listed on the #1 exchange that they like to pump, so because it happens to be owned by that exchange. So hey, it is what it is, guys. All of you guys using con market crap out there, I think you guys are better served using nomics.com if you want a truer, fair reading of what the market's actually doing with more data points than anyone else. And they've got a really good way of, through their back-end algorithms, they've got a really good way of pulling all that wash trading out. I'm not going to say that they are 100% infallible, but at least we have somewhere that we can trust to go and see realistically what these markets are really doing. So if anyone would like to add to that, I'll be more than happy to let you.
There is nothing more to add. Just
no,
use
that
the
was
mix.
perfect.
Just use Nomex.
There you go.
And see HEX over 2 cent. Holding above 2 cent.
Oh, that's great. Jeez, what a
Yes,
feat.
it is.
We've come
Now
up.
we just have to
tested.
3 cent.
Hey, now, are you in such a rush to become a billionaire, Henry?
Yes.
Okay.
Next week would be nice.
Yeah, it has to happen tomorrow. If it happens any later than Saturday, we've got problems.
Yeah, I'm going to sell. If it doesn't happen before Saturday, I'm selling, man. No potential here.
Yeah, I'll just have to settle for being a multi-millionaire. So never mind. I'll just...
I must admit, I have perpetrated the ultimate crime. I've onboarded my wife finally at long last. She was waiting for this day, and I then added her 500,000 HEX to my file and filled in some gaps on my staking ladder. So that was great. I'm happy now.
That's awesome.
But she gets her own staker app, so she thinks she has it independently. But she doesn't.
Not your keys, not your coins. Prime example.
That's right.
What are you going to do if you're divorcing? Make sure
bite your tongue. This is the second time around for me. So if we get to be going down that road, I'm going to give her all my keys and jump out the freaking window because I went through a 4-year rigmarole and I'm not doing it again. Thank you very much, Markable.
You can also just say you got hacked and then it's fine.
Or fishing boat accident.
There you go.
No problem.
So my wife and I always make the joke that our marriage is like welding the submarine doors shut, that it's thick or thin, we have no choice, we're stuck in it underwater together. And so divorce isn't an option, but murder's still on the table is what we always joke about.
But then also eating each other, because at some point the food is going to end up being rotten in the...
That just went to a really dark place. Markable.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
He's going to make some woman very happy.
Well, since Barely Crafty can't even bother to show his face, he can be at the bottom by himself.
Yeah.
Back where he belongs, in the crafty dungeon.
So I don't know about the rest of you guys, but we're about to kiss 2.2 cents. That's not too shabby.
Wow.
Not too shabby.
That's awesome.
I would say the same. Like it's difficult to find out the last all-time high depending on which chart you look.
Yeah.
So all above 2.2, I'm tweeting out new all-time highs. So
there you go.
I think you agree. Yeah, everybody is shaking hands.
Yeah,
I think
it touched 2.5, didn't it? For like
I think
seconds.
Well, yeah, because I think the truest measure was actually on the Staker app, because Firebun, his backend analytics, he created, if anyone wants to check it out, hex.vision, one of the greatest websites out there, more information on one specific coin than any other product or project. Well, we're the only finished product, so of any other project in the crypto space. So he's got more data analytics that can be pulled than anywhere else. And he actually uses that same DEX that he created, the charting mechanism. He has that in the Staker app, which there is a link below if you guys are interested in getting yourselves the killer app of crypto with up to 38% APY gains. But anyway, if you look at that Staker, it went up to what, 2.4, I think, but that was just for a split second until all the lemon orders started triggering and went right back down. So
lemon orders.
Yes, lemon orders. Yes.
Awesome. Are we back on that platform or
futures? No, I'm talking about 1980s futures trading, switching places, so, all the citrus. Anyway, so
I would agree with you, man. It's like the chart on Staker app is wicking the highest compared to the other charts. So
I think it's a direct Uniswap feed, isn't it? That one?
Yeah, it's not even off the Uniswap feed. It's actually off the blockchain data itself when it was triggered on the Uniswap contract. So
do you mean like
it's even more pure than that?
On Staker app, you mean that blue pubic hair graph? Is that the one that we're talking about?
This one.
Yes.
There, I can see.
There we go.
Oh,
there
okay,
That's that beautiful chart that's going up and to the right.
Wait, so the Staker app chart is the most accurate?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the Dex.vision chart, and like with Dex.vision from Steph, how I understood it, they charted other coins as well for them because they provide pretty good data pulled out directly from the chain and not like from a third party backend, whatever.
It's literally straight from the chain data, so it's raw, unfettered data. So what was really
it's also
cool
a bit slower, no? Is it?
I think. Well, I'm not.
It was a little bit delayed.
It might be.
Felt like. But...
And I wouldn't be surprised by that because it's you have to make sure all the nodes validate the transactions first. So instead of just automatically reading what it was initially put in there, it's going off of validated nodes. So
yeah, it makes sense.
When Firebun first created this, he got coin messages from everyone as soon as we popularized Uniswap saying, hey, can you create a chart for us? Can you create a chart for us? And hopefully he robbed them of all their bags and said, yes, we'll create a chart, but you got to give me all kinds of coins that I can dump for HEX. So
no, just tell him to buy HEX and give it to him, and then he can stake it.
There you go. Hey, that works too.
How about they have a challenge? They have to go and get 4 influencers to apologize to Richard, and then they can do that.
I like that. That's really good.
Yeah, right.
It's really good.
That's good. That's good.
If anybody's still calling scam on HEX after this long, when Clay from Nomics.com, the CEO of Nomics.com, is like, obviously this isn't a scam. There's been no rug pulls. The product's still going. In fact, you guys are still developing. You're building stuff on top of HEX. You're forking ETH. There's so many other things that are going on with HEX and the ecosystem that surrounds it, and the hexagons themselves, that if you guys still think this is a scam, you guys are either morons or you're delusional or you're lazy and haven't done your research. That's all I have to say. So whichever basket you fall into, congratulations. The rest of you are brilliant hexagons, and you're making trustless interests, and you're making fortunes while you sleep. So congratulations to you guys.
I think people want it to be a scam because they've missed out on gains and it's going up. It looks beautiful, and they're like, no, it's got to be a scam because I've not got it. And I can't go back and say it isn't because then I'll lose face.
Yep. So it's if it's not the bag that you hold, it must be a scam, right?
Yeah.
So
I just want to add one thing in regards to Staker update. I think the USD value it's calculated from the ETH pair. So I don't think it's showing the HEX USDC chart.
We'll have to see if we can get Steph on one of these. Or I'm sorry, Firebun. Gosh, they're like synonymous to me now. They're like a marriage. They're
Whatever.
Whether you guys like it or not, Steph Firebun, you guys are like married now, whether you like it or not. So in my eyes, but
maybe they have shared addresses as well.
Right? Maybe. So we really need to try to get one or both of those guys on at the same time, and at one of these points, it's probably about the right time for Steph. It's probably early for Firebun. I'm not sure exactly where he's located, but I'd love to have him come on and give us a rundown. He's probably in the chat, and I'm still at the top because I haven't said hello to everyone yet. So let me do that before too much of the show gets away from me here. Peter Danis was '1. He was first and made Marketable Thoughts look like a chump. Penny Bills.
What do you mean look like?
Marcavelli 23. I swear Marcavelli is like the new brand without his own stream because he's on everything, and it's awesome to see him supporting everything. MT Coiner, Baggio, Crypto King. We got Wales Only. What's up, brother? It's good to see ya. We got DC Maverick, who's been at like religiously every one of our shows as of late. Huddle Dog's here. What do you know? Huddle Dog's in the house.
Yeah, and Peter Danish too. That's good.
Can we block that guy?
Yeah,
please.
We got Hexander, we got Valiant Brand, we got Motley Investor. Motley, Balliet, Brand, you guys have an awesome show. I'm actually, it's hard for me to watch your show live.
Where is UK Hornet?
I don't know. We'll look and see here in a minute if he decided to show up. But Balliet, Brand, and Molly Investor, I'm loving your guys' show. You guys, I love the Moon Boy talk. I love. Let's be honest, guys. Us here in the HEX community, we tend to obviously focus on HEX because it's what we got a bag of and it's the finished product of the crypto space. But it's cool that they talk about other coins as well, because we're not ignorant to the fact that there's other things going on in the crypto space. And let's be honest, there's going to be some cool technologies that are developed with other coins and other chains that would be really neat for us to adopt later. So it's smart for us to be aware of what these other coins and other projects are doing. So way to go, guys. You guys are killing it over there. DJ Cryptomatic, News the Rav. Oh, man, I can never even your guys' names. So Chance Nicely. See, I can pronounce that one. Todd McGeorge. I think this is the first time I've ever seen you on here. So it's we got Hex Mac. We got Aaron Daniels, so we got some Aussies in the house. So I don't know.
We got a Japanese as well. We got Ms. Exquisite is in here too from the Hexasian show.
We also have Assholer.
Assholer is an excellent
welcome, Assholer. Okay, glad you're here.
All right. So anyway, back to the chart. We'll step away from that.
The comment is great. What a time to be alive.
It is a great time to be alive. That is true. So Hodl Dog brought to my attention that it is 2.5388 cents is the wick on Staker app. So I'm going to use that as our all-time high until proven wrong. So that is pulled straight from the blockchain, but Motley says, I'm overworked, so I'm stepping out for the stream. Well, glad to have you, buddy. Glad you're skipping work for us. Thanks for thinking high enough of us that you're willing to ditch out on work. So, you spelled it perfect. That's how I can do it. Well, thank you. That was pure luck. Pure luck. So, just going back to Clay coming on the show, was there any specific points that you guys can pull out that you just absolutely loved about it?
I haven't
gave the middle finger to the high school system. I like that.
Ah, nice.
It's like a little bit in school, like you ask a question and now everybody's quiet because nobody saw the stream.
Yeah. You guys didn't do your homework.
Did you do your homework?
Of course, you gotta.
Did you read chapter 3, pages 68 through 69? Come on, guys. Come on.
So did you watch it?
He did. That was pretty cool. He dropped out of high school and went straight into being an entrepreneur. That's not easy, guys. And it's neat because he was homeschooled. So he equated that to being the entrepreneurial life, that you don't separate work from your family life or from your life. It is just one and the same, just like homeschooling and schooling. So
KNTX. I'm confused about this. Okay, so he was homeschooled, and he talked about that later, but he dropped out of high school. So does that mean he just got up and left his house and said, "So long, Mom and Dad. I'm gonna sit in the yard and not do.
Screw this."
Camping in the backyard.
Threw a text across the house and then walked outside.
Yeah, and he said, "I'm not picking fruit trees. I'm not picking citrus." So
his grandpa actually made one of the prevalent tangerine strains in Southern California, and that was really cool to learn as well.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The Daisy, is it's called. So yeah, that was really neat. So I like the fact that we have a CEO of a market aggregator that is a hexagon, a
number 3
hexagon
aggregator.
Yes. Well, number 3 on Google searches. Number 3 on Google searches. So
number 1 in our hearts.
Number 1 by far in our hearts. Yeah. So I can't wait till I can't wait till him and his site pop up to #1. It's just a matter of time when, if they continue to do their SEO correctly and they continue to provide value and searches that the other aggregators aren't even aware that they need to be on the top of the search list for, I think that'll change over time. So I just think being true, honest, and fair, they've already come up a long way in a short period of time. And I think having a product that is trusted in space is just going to speak volumes. People are going to know this is where we need to go anyway.
How long are they around? I
think their API has been around for 2 years, but their site itself has only been around a year and a half because they built the API first, and they knew that the data aggregation was more important, and then they actually created the APIs, and then nomics.com, the actual website, became their first customer. So it sounds like it's multiple businesses that they've rolled into one. So I agree with Motley here. The guy is talented and has amazing integrity in a space that desperately needs it. So
are you guys also noticing, I just thought of this, but in my space, in my community, and my business, and what I'm seeing right now here as well, is that businesses that focus on integrity and honesty, even if that means a little bit less results, or at the beginning, most of the time it leads to more results afterwards. And I'm seeing more and more a trend in just business, and well, you could see like the whole crypto space is businesses, right? Well, it is businesses. So in the whole business world, you see a whole trend of companies going out of their way to be honest, and to share also failures, and to be to focus on integrity. And you notice that more and more businesses thrive because of it. And I think it has to do with that nowadays everyone can just get information and understands. Everyone has been scammed a few times, and everyone kind of starts to understand the internet a little bit, I guess. And yeah, what I'm noticing as well with, for example, Richard, like he's just growing. There's no real setbacks because he's focusing on integrity and honesty and making shit work instead of making it seem like shit works.
Yep.
And that's where we're going with just business overall. It's just, if you can focus on that, doesn't matter what happens. Like over time, you'll win anyways because you don't have setbacks, because everything just works. Like at some point, CoinMarketCap is going to fail, and then Nomics is like, yeah, we're still going. And then they're on top, right? The only thing you have to do is be honest and deliver. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with that. Well, then they, you know, they're not manually gatekeeping people, and that goes a long way for people in the space. That when you're cheering for a team, when you're cheering for a project or a coin, and you get put on the last page because you're not on the right exchange, that's kind of some crap. Let's be honest. That's not a market cap aggregator. That's a kingmaker. That's someone trying to pick and choose winners. And the government's already bad enough at doing that. We don't need private businesses doing it as well.
I think because HEX hasn't like courted the big exchanges, so they can pay like exorbitant amounts of money to get listed on them. That's one of the issues. They want to make their money. They want their piece of the pie. And obviously, where we've rooted around using Uniswap, like we don't need them, and they're not happy about that.
Yep. I like that. So Hextoshi has a good point here. He says RH does make shit work. Makes shit work. So that was a point that came up on the interview last night with Clay that I really liked, was that part of the reason Clay thinks that Hex wasn't accepted into the crypto space right away is because Richard doesn't have the pedigree of being from Stanford or MIT and doing the paper first and then the project after the fact, and having that academic pedigree, which is useless in the space if you can build shit that works. Let's be honest. If you can build stuff that works, you look at Google, you look at Facebook, you look at any of these tech companies, Amazon, they don't give a crap if you even went to college. All they care about is what is on your resume of things that you've built. Can you build things? Can you make stuff happen? And if the answer is no, they don't hire you. They don't give a damn where you went to high school, where you went to college, if you even went to college. They just want to know that you have the skills to do the job. And Richard has the skills to do the job. And I think that pisses a lot of people off in the space because it's an academic space. It's the Breaking Bad is what it is. The academic space with all the nerds, and then the bad marketers come in and filth up the space. That's why there's no integrity. So I think Captain coined that really the best. The crypto space is like Breaking Bad. And no one liked that the bad boy marketer came in here and knew more about the technology than the eggheads did, and created his own coin and didn't go the correct path that everyone wanted to see. And so they automatically became haters and thought, oh, it's a marketer, he must be a scammer, when it was exactly the opposite. Release something fully completed, audited, and not just audited. If you listen to Dev Kyle, it's not just audited, it's audited correctly with parameters of what they were trying to find. Are there any vulnerabilities in the code? Can it be changed later? Are we locking it correctly? These are things that when other projects are getting audited, all they're doing is paying an auditor to put a stamp of approval on it. They're not defining the parameters correctly. And then later, what do we see? Rug pulls on audited projects.
Yep. That's what happens, right? Communication is power. If you can communicate well, you can do anything in this world. And a lot of times you see that at the beginning that's being taken advantage of, that people go the negative way and try to scam people. But then that's what happens with a lot of marketers. But then what happens when there's a good marketer, all of a sudden he uses that for good and then he stays. Like all those other projects are nonsense. It's there and then it goes away. But the good things stay, and that's amazing.
Yep, absolutely. Wales, I like what he said. I've always said it's just legacy finance trying to take over crypto. Hexicans aren't having it. Nope. We're trying to get rid of bankers. We're trying to get rid of the legacy financer. We're trying to
they can buy our bags later on, but
that's
they can buy
Jesus Christ.
I'm cool with
Henry,
that.
What's up with your mic, man? That was ouch.
Better?
I mean, sounds about as big as your bankroll, bitch. That's terrible. Wow.
It's still loud?
Blew me away. Ah.
That's all right.
Better now.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and bless you, by the way, Peter, for your achu over there.
I tried to mute myself in time. So Papa B wouldn't suffer on his right ear or left ear.
Yeah. So we're trying to build an ecosystem where it's truer in the way that it's fairer and it creates and allows sovereignty and choice of money versus being force fed I guess I'll do the federalist systems that are being shoved down our face with these fiat money systems. And so we're trying to find a way to do all this manipulation that has been done in the legacy finance world for years and years, and is legal because the guys who are making the money have the lobbyists, and so they've got the politicians in their back pockets. And you've seen it, along the way. Those of you who've been in crypto very long, the politicians aren't sure really what to do with this because they know they need to stop it because it's going to stop the system that enriches them. Once we do find a way to make sovereign money that's truly peer-to-peer, and all of these systems, ways of tokenizing assets and things of that nature, which I'm not a huge fan of myself. I can't see a way that you have to trust the oracle that is putting the real world data on the blockchain, and that right there is the bottleneck of it that we have, that I'm not really sure that needs censorship resistance. But when it comes to the actual money system and being able to invest in stuff and have gains and have money that's sovereign from the fiat money systems, I think that's what Richard's ultimately trying to build. And I support that. Let's get rid of the bad actors. Let's make it so the bad actors can't cheat any longer. They got to buy our bags going forward, as Henry HEX said.
Yep. And Richard also made no promises. I think there were no deals with exchanges, and just let it flow.
Yeah.
He promised us that it would go up and to the right, and he wasn't wrong.
Did he? You know what? He promised that we won't be looking at charts, and all I'm doing is looking at charts. Such a scam.
Guys, Crafty seems to be communicating non-verbally in the private chat instead of actually speaking. I would like to ask him what he means Crafty, would you like to speak
yes.
about your text?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just say no.
We gotta mention.
I had some audio. I had some technical issues at the beginning of the stream, so I was in and out. And I'm not sure if you talked about this yet or not.
No, but it's a good one to talk about.
Yeah. Go ahead, Papa B?
I've got it pulled up, ready to go. If you guys want to look at it.
Yeah. Let's take a look. It's
Go ahead. Give us an intro for it here, but while I do this.
Oh, you will allow me to mess it up. Okay, let's do this. So basically, that's how I found it. I saw Richard retweeting some tweet which said patience, and I was like, "Oh, what is this? That's a weird retweet from Richard." And then I see that it's actually a retweet of Shadowy Brilliance, aka Be Mindful of Death, aka many other names I can't remember right now. And still, I'm a little bit confused because, I'm not familiar with this handle. And I mouse over and I see, 1.8 million followers. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
So I'm going to
go. I started like,
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Continue. You'll do a much better job.
No. I'm not gonna say that. But what I will say is that Jordan Peterson, I'm going to pull this up here now, is a very, very well-known name. He's been on Joe Rogan. He's a very controversial guy, and it's gotten him a lot of eyes on everything that he does. But Shadowy Brilliance, which we also know as Brennan, happened to put out here, why are you responding to bots when you could be talking to @RichardHartWin and Hexicans about the cryptocurrency that's going to transform humanity, leading us to type 2 civilization, delivering an age of unbelievable, never before seen prosperity and freedom from drudgery? And Jordan B. Peterson said, patience. And then, of course, the comment from Richard Hart is, hey there, you warrior for truth and justice. I respect your work and would love to have an interview with you. I founded a $12 billion market cap cryptocurrency and wrote a free self-help book, biorichardhart.com. So if this leads to what I think it could lead to, this could be amazing. I know there's some big names already out there that have millions of followers that are already looking and trying to figure out a time to do interviews with Richard Hart, but this is one of those that I would like to see. This is one of the guys that comes out and says, he's I can't remember exactly his background. I can't remember if he's a psychologist, but I know he's a theologist as well.
Psychologist.
Yeah, but he's also a theologist, and so he relates a lot of stuff to the Bible, which as a Christ follower, I respect that and I appreciate that. But he's the guy that's not afraid to come out and say, no, there's only 2 genders, there's male and female, and that just got him cancel culture to no avail. So,
but he's smart, man. Like he's
brilliant,
really, really smart.
He's like Richard Hart when he thinks out things, because he thinks them to the end conclusion before he makes a comment on it, like Richard does. And so he is a brilliant, brilliant man, and I would love to see this interview go down.
That would be an amazing interview.
So
cool.
If everyone else can find
already, you need to go there and hit a few likes here and there. Just watch out, don't hit blindly everyone, because there are a few nasty comments under that tweet.
Yeah, we always get those, right?
So I'm putting the Twitter post in the comment section of YouTube and of Theta. You guys who can see this, please. I don't know if it's going to let me do it in Theta because they don't like that HTTPS. Oh, it did. Good. If you guys would all go in and comment on it and say how much you would love to see this, that would be great. I think the more Hexicans that get their face in front of Mr. Peterson would do us a lot of good. Lex Friedman, now Jordan Peterson. Watch out, Hex taking over mainstream. Sorry, we like to punch up and out. That's Motley Investor saying that. And if anyone wasn't aware, Children of the Grave has posted several times on Twitter as well. They're in negotiations. Richard and Valuetainment are in negotiations for talking in a time that will work for them. So Valuetainment has over 2 million followers as well on YouTube and is very entrepreneurial minded and is not afraid to do the controversial conversations. He just had one yesterday with the two guys that bought the Beeple $69 million NFT. So I think I can't wait to get Richard on there to talk about, because he had Craig Wright on his Photoshi on his show, and he's had Max Kaiser, he's had Peter Schiff, and now these Beeple guys. I can't wait to see what Richard Hart has to say about all of that, and put that out there on Value.
We know.
So hopefully that becomes a reality soon. I know that they had been talking early on in the HEX project, and I mean the marketing side, not the finished coin product side. But we created what was called the HEX Man of War channel, and it was for media presence. And we put together a press packet that we didn't talk about a whole lot. And we did that about last April. And Valuetainment is one of those that I hit up 3 or 4 different times. And it's actually my #1 pinned tweet is from the Patrick Bet David podcast, where he was giving a shout out to HEX. So that's my pinned tweet at the top of my Twitter profile. So if you guys can get some eyes on that one as well, if you can go to my profile and just like and maybe retweet and or add a comment to it, just to remind the Valuetainment guys that they need to talk to an actual thought leader in the space and not someone that is trying to steal credit from others. So that would be great. So you guys go ahead and talk amongst yourselves, because I have hogged up the airways, and I'm going to go ahead and tweet my reply to Jordan B. Peterson.
Uh-oh. Welcome to the Dead Air live stream of today.
Actually, KNTX, can I have the main screen for a public service announcement while you're doing your thing? I think it's an appropriate time to do this. That's you. That's me. Hi, everyone. Well, welcome to the public service announcement portion of this show. Many of you know that in a few days' time, KNTX will undergo an operation known as...
That was enough.
It was fast.
In a few days, KNTX will undergo the...
Hey, wait!
Everyone's going.
All right.
I'm not
This is important
yet. I am not finished yet. Please hear me out, because some people could be...
I want to hear what this guy has to say.
Some people may be confused and maybe scared of this thing. What will happen? Will his voice suddenly stop cracking? Will he like boys instead of girls? No one knows for sure. Maybe. But, you know, nothing is for sure that he wants to not have any more babies. So I want to lead you through the operation so that none of you are scared at all. Now, first, KNTX will take a nice nap, and then the doctor will shave his testicle. And the testicle is represented by this bag of trash. Basically, it is a bag of old French fries that have seeped through this nice, subtle plastic paper bag. And the doctor will then, because KNTX cannot feel much pain, he will take a sharp scalpel like this, and he will then insert it into the testicle and bear down like this. And then once he makes the incision is the key word, he will then go in and he'll be looking for something called the vas deferens. And he'll find these little tubes all in there like this. And he'll find, and he'll say, is this the vas deferens? No, this is not this one. This one may be. No. But anyway, he'll probably just get frustrated and take his scissors and he'll just cut a section of these off, and like so. And then once those are gone, he'll take a nice clip like this and he'll put it on, and then he'll pat it dry, and then he'll wake KNTX up, and then he'll be good to go.
Is this how you get rid of your bags?
I hope you're not scared.
Well, I was
lovely demonstration.
I wasn't before.
I'm going to clip that.
I'd be scared if Papa B was doing my vasectomy.
No, I've got the quaking hands.
Right? It is cheap though. He does offer it for free. So you know.
Oh yeah, yes. Actually, you know, one more thing. If just in the making of this video, I noticed that this is spaghetti, and it tastes like bolognese. Get it? The bolognese. The bolognese. Okay. Well,
are we really doing this?
No,
you know what
we already did.
You know what sucks about you doing that is our viewer count just jumped above.
Get on the line. You can't see what this guy's
Give the viewers what they want.
Papa B, do another testicle.
Okay. We'll do the other one next week.
Hey, sorry, Motley. I didn't see that you wanted the stream link later. We should probably just get Motley into our Wake Up Hex group on Telegram so that he's there. He can hop in whenever he gets a chance to, because we always love to hear what our fellow Navy boy has to say. That's only for a short period of time. I hear he's getting out of the Navy here soon, and then hopefully we'll be seeing more of him. Hopefully he goes full-time real estate investor / Hex investor / crypto YouTube spacer. I would like to see that. So, and good on dollar cost. He's been so busy with his course and everything lately. He's shown up on a few streams, but he's got a really good team over there with his partners that have created this training program for people to learn about the crypto space. He has officially gone full-time crypto, it appears now. So he is devoting 100% of his time to crypto. And he is slumming around in all of the backstreet dirty alleys of crypto, so the rest of us don't have to. So we can just pick his brain and watch his channels on the things that he's doing. So we don't have to.
He read all the white papers, all of them.
Every single one of them. I love it. Well, I don't know if Motley's there. I was waiting for his picture to come up, see his pretty face, but we got your audio at least, don't we? Oh, there we go.
Hey, Motley.
Hey, I'm going to go off camera just because I'm in uniform, so.
I see fatigues. All I see is a floating head. You're in fatigues. We don't know where you are.
That's right.
I don't feel like holding my hand up like that the whole time, so gotta go off camera.
I don't blame you. So, well, it's good to have you, Motley. I love your guys' episode the other night. That was great.
Thank you. I loved Papa B's demonstration he just gave.
Yeah, that was good. That was even better. Like that might be the best part.
He even brought props.
That makes one of us. So
yeah, sorry, bud.
The more you know.
Papa B was boiling spaghetti because of this.
Oh yeah.
I love when he thinks about my balls, he gets hungry for spaghetti. That's
hey, how did you know? It's the white sauce that gets me going.
Oh, that's enough. All right.
Yeah.
Moment of silence.
This must be the highest quality stream of Hex of the whole
on YouTube, I'd say.
It's a good thing we're pirates, because if we were a respectable crypto show, we'd be shut out. People would be like, they are not congruent at all. These guys try to provide professional advice, and which we definitely do not. If you're listening to a bunch of crypto pirates on this show,
there's such a thing as a
advice.
Crypto show.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Right? Yeah. Well, if you find one, Molly, please just DM me and let me know about it. So maybe we can point those guys out. But
hard to come by.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Well, Aaron Daniel, since you're asking, it happens next Thursday, a week from today. So yay.
Do they let you do they give you the extra bits in like a little plastic container to keep on your mantelpiece?
Yes. I asked them if they would please. I'm taking it to the taxidermist and gonna have it mounted. So cool.
He's gonna get the Crypto Hut to make a light out of it.
That's gross. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that.
Well, I know Papa and I would.
Oh, yes. I would buy one.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
So come on, let's proceed with some bullish news. If you pull up this tweet, KNTX, from Staker, let's go back to Staker app. If you guys are aware that like the amount of HEX in the Staker app or in the Gnosis safes is like the double of the stats of HEX in terms of years. Yes. Like if you have a look at the latest tweet, it's like in the last 2 months, we have like $2.5 million staked. That's around 110 million HEX for 11 years on average. We are sitting on an average of 5.5 years, I think, on the Staker app. Like if you have a look at the normal staked HEX, not in the Staker app.
Yep.
So I think this is pretty insane what they reached with the product HEX and Staker app together. So I think the Staker guys are like the people who are staked on the Staker app. They're even crazier than the Hexicans. Like, that's some sick stats for me, I think. And like 92% staked, just only 8% liquid.
It's like literally double what the average stake is. So the average stake on Staker that is created through the Staker app is double what the actual whole ecosystem of HEX averages, which is phenomenal. That is interesting.
Don't forget it's a weighted average. So since the OA has such a large supply, honestly, the HEX community's overall average stake length is probably much higher than 5.5 relatively to what the OA has liquid. So that's why it lowers our end a little bit. I guarantee you, if you took the OA out of the equation, our weighted average for stake length would be pretty close to 11 as well, or at least up there.
Wow. Yes.
Okay.
Wait, does that make sense? Yeah. Can you explain that? Because the average only works for stakes, right? Or
that's what I thought, because Richard always said you need a lot of 10-year stake to get this average of 4.5, which we had like last year.
I might be completely incorrect. Never mind.
So there can only be an average of the staking duration.
So everyone that's on Staker,
get rid of that guy, man. He's just putting some misinformation out there. Come on.
Didn't you guys see like some of these really short stakes that were being laid down and coming out 30 days?
Yeah, but they are not running on the Staker app. They're running on the they're not inside the Staker app.
No, they're on the Staker. Oh, that's
they're
not.
They're like normal. I guess they're normal stakes, and they're just pushing up the T. Yeah, I don't know how to call it. Like for me, it's just like the legacy staking mechanism on the.
And that doesn't enter into the equation at all. Then, even though they're given like a silent shell or a swifty squid or a shark.
If you stake giveaway before on the feed.
Sorry.
So both, if it's staked in Staker or staked through like the normal MetaMask way, you'll still show up on that feed. So it just shows all stakes, the Staker feed.
Yeah, but the stats we saw before on the tweet was like exclusive for stakers. That's what I meant. So the people who short like stake 620 millions for 30 days, like the last we saw yesterday, this is probably not done in Staker, I guess, and it's like just pushing up the T-share rate.
I mean, it was like 13 million, wasn't it? That stake for like 30
600
days.
Something. Yeah, it was crazy.
Like $13 million, I think it was.
I know why the Staker staking average is so much higher. It's because of all the people Kareem's onboarded for 5, 6.
Right.
That's why.
For that dream account.
You know it.
That dream account.
For sure.
For all those who have created their own dream accounts to get the gains that Kareem's aiming for. So that's awesome.
Yeah, but I thought it was like really bullish stats, and this is just for the last 2 months, so we don't have really a monitoring for the Staker app stuff. It's just when Steph tweets stuff out, stats out, we can have a look. But yeah, it's cool.
Staker, I also saw a tweet about version 2. I don't know anything about it, but did you see that?
There was an announcement of an announcement, maybe. Yeah,
I guess I saw it was just a teaser.
Big thing in version 2 is you're supposed to be able to buy your wallet in app now. Of course, that's not exactly where we want to be. We want to be where it's so cheap for Staker they can just provide it to everyone up front. But now that it looks like they're going to be providing the option to buy the wallet in app, so that's going to be really cool.
So here's a point I'd like to make to compound on what Motley's saying here. It'd be really cool if Richard was working with Steph and Firebun when they do this pulse chain. You can take control of smart contracts and create a new the private key that controls the smart contract when you do the fork. It'd be really neat to have the pulse chain version of Gnosis wallet be controlled by Steph and Firebun, and then be able to run their own smart contract on Pulse for next to nothing. So
that's great.
I just found the tweet from StakerApp where it says V2, and then the response is cheaper, faster, stronger, and longer.
I like the longer feature.
Yeah, and then after that it says prettier, simpler, and funnier.
There are some screenshots.
But you guys thought about this? KNTX. This is like a nobody's picking on this. Longer means this has to mean that on the Pulse chain with the lower fees.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to pick on,
load. Oh, sorry, man. Okay, go on.
No. I saw your comment and I was thinking, hey, it's interesting to put up. I haven't thought of it, but it should be on the Pulse chain, I guess, that maybe you can get longer. I don't know.
Why would you put in a little heart there, buddy? I heard.
No, that was like actually not. Thanks, man. That was actually no pun intended, but it's like, because I was thinking about this. We had this limitation of 15 years with the S-load function, which will get fucked over with the EIP 2929.
Yes.
And with the new chain, there should be, not on the traditional smart contract of HEX, but if you're gonna fork the chain, you somehow fork the smart contract. Maybe I'm not using the right words now, but you could improve HEX. And
so hold on. I disagree with that a little bit for two reasons. One, I think it's only going to be able. I don't know if you can actually change it or not, but if you, let's say you are able to change it, then you kind of nullify all the legacy stakes, right? Like if we only had the option to go out 15 years, if you bring in a new chain that can go further, you kind of reduce our old legacy stakes. So for that reason, I don't think they're going to go that route.
I don't think there will be like an update to the smart contract.
I agree with you,
I think it will work like they will just automatically restake.
Richard also said before, like the 15 years gives people meat on the table. So for newer people, the fact that everyone has to restake after 15 years does give people a chance.
Well, part of the reason, I agree with Motley, and it's purely speculative, but I agree with Motley that it won't be changed because I'm afraid it would mess up the legacy stakes. But on top of that, Richard talked about, yes, they did it because of the S-load feature. They still wanted longer stakes, but part of the reason that they settled on 15-year stakes was because they wanted to leave some meat on the bone for new investors. And you completely, if all of us OG Hexicans put in 50-year stakes, there's no meat on the bone for APY for the new people coming into the system.
Why the holy hell would I do that?
Wait, say that again, Motley.
I'm just saying you're talking about half someone's lifespan, like current day, right? Yeah. So like 15 years is nice. It makes sense. And yes, that would have been a restriction we would have had if we didn't have to worry about S-load and stuff in the beginning, and Pulse chain, we probably would be able to. I just think it brings too many complications. And like you were saying, not enough meat on the bone, and interferes with old legacy stakes. So for those reasons, I don't think they would, even if they could.
Yeah.
And old people don't get to do that. So fuck you guys.
I agree.
Research.
I've been staying at home for old people, so fuck you guys.
I agree.
I've done my bit.
Shut up, ugly bearded lady.
All right. I know you guys wanted me to put this up, so we'll look at this here. It's a little cleaner looking.
They're also like adding more information, like information about how many positions you lost, and the next one is
awesome. How much you earned is an angel, and how many positions you lost is a little devil.
So
the second one is even cooler because it shows you how much comes out like next month, next year, in 7 years.
That's better.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So,
oh, nice.
Steph talked about this. They're teaming up with Ubisoft, and if you guys don't know, they're one of the largest gaming companies, and they're working together to work on essentially gamifying Staker to a degree. Steph was talking about yesterday. It's going to be fun and interactive, right? Like they're trying to do the balance between making it fun and interactive, but not to the point where it's like Clash of Clans or Farmville or Candy Crush, where you're in there 24/7. But just like a bunch of cool features, like maybe like when you go in there, all your interest actually turns to coins and goes to your wallet, or, just different sounds and everything to just essentially continue the gamification of HEX and Staker. So I'm pretty excited to see what they have in store.
Yeah, me too. I agree. So I've had a conversation with Steph, and I promised I wouldn't say anything, so I won't say a whole lot. But the fact that he released that he was, and that was on the voice chat, wasn't it, Otley, when he said that?
Yes, yesterday. Well, yesterday he said it a couple times now, but yeah, he was going over this yesterday.
Yeah,
so you're going to talk on that part.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go into too much detail compared to what he told me, but let's just say some of these strategic partnerships that they are going forward with, like Ubisoft, it's going to get not only HEX, but also the Staker app in front of a lot more people in the mass adoption space. So the end goal has always been mass adoption with this Staker app. And
yeah,
just getting that much closer now, guys.
They're doing what Nerd Girl's doing, right? Like they're building bridges. They're building very large and a lot of bridges with a lot of important members, not only in the crypto space, but just like Ubisoft and other large tech companies. Like Stakers out there hustling.
That's where we should be going. Like this crypto space,
100%.
Everything outside is so much better. And if you actually have the integrity, if you keep on going, businesses are going to flock to you like this. It works.
If you say what you're going to do and you do it, you follow through with it. Yeah, that says a lot to integrity.
It's unheard of in crypto.
Yeah, exactly. So, and businesses want to get in, but like why would they get in if everything gets rug pulled, right?
Oh, exactly right.
They don't want to attach to their brand name at all.
The Ubisoft of HEX. I like that. That's a good. Well, maybe hold off on that, guys. Let's wait till we are given the okay by Steph and Firebun to officially announce such partnerships, other than us just saying it.
We don't want to become XRP with saying banks use us.
Yeah.
Right. We got to write it into existence, though. We should all write it in little notes and stuff it right up our keisters.
No. Yeah, no, thanks. I'm good.
Too many legends out there already.
Yeah, you
I already did
out there, Papa. All right, you knock yourself out there.
All right.
So, yeah, I think this is just the next evolution. We've heard from Richard himself, his top three, and number one being the fork of ETH, number two being fiat on ramps, and number three being margin trading. And so I have a feeling that, and I don't know if Richard and Steph and Firebun are working together, but I know Steph and Firebun are working on the fiat on-ramp side. And it'd be really neat for us to find, and I've heard Richard say in the chat, in the voice chat, that, you guys can reach out to people who have these money license dealer licenses, and if they're licensed in all 50 states in the United States, and of course I'm only speaking to the US right now, seems to be the only place it's really applicable to, but if we have these money dealer licenses that are able to fiat on-ramp directly into HEX and Pulse, especially via the Staker app, game changer, guys, game changer. So we can just say, hey, screw going through Coinbase and then having to swap it out on Uniswap and then make sure you send it to your wallet and then go stake it. If you can do all that directly through the Staker app, you get verified through a third-party dealer, money license dealer that can hook up ACH or wire direct funds to their little platform, and it's directly initiated into your Staker wallet, and that be your Gnosis safe within the Staker app is your actual place where they deliver those funds, then it's even more trustless. And we can get people directly into stakes without having to mess with the rest of the blockchains. And that was the whole point of Staker, is to get rid of the blockchain.
How about an off-ramp and a damn credit card? Done. Finished. I would never use a bank again.
And money launder service.
Yes. Hey, I don't mind if they give me a 1099, right? I don't mind if they give me the IRS forms. I just want the ease of operation. I don't want to have to truck it to a bank. These guys are pestering me at midnight my time saying, we want to talk to you about, investments for 4% per annum. Come on, dude. And yet we're only going to give you the ability to get out $2,000 a day anywhere in the world. That's it. If you ever have an emergency, you can't get more. What the hell? It's my money, right?
Yeah, I hate the money cap.
Yeah. The money cap. It could be even less for average people, isn't it? It's like several $100s a day. What the freak?
There is no money cap.
When I was using Ramp and Staker app, I kept getting an error when I was trying to purchase more Ethereum and then convert it to Hex, and I couldn't figure it out. So I reached out to Ramp. They were real good. Got back to me. Hey, it's an issue with your bank, obviously. And so I reached out to my bank, and they're like, we were capping you out at like 3,000. So I didn't understand that was the entire time. That was the error, just because the bank was limiting how much money I could get. I was just like, that's lovely, thanks. So I had to increase my rate, and then I was like, well, stay here. And like, no, it's only good for 72 hours. Then we're knocking you back down. I was just like, what? I was like, what the heck? Like, I hate the banking system.
Me too. And the other side that when I was trying to use a debit card, I noticed that Visa wouldn't allow me to, but MasterCard would. I don't know if anyone else in the United States ran into the same issue. No? Okay. Well, I'm alone in that one. But
it's always something, right? Whether it's an issue with your bank, if it's an issue with a certain type of credit card, like, it's not easy. There's always hurdles and jumps, and this is the problem we run into with adoption is we have to fight to get our money and invest it where we want to send it. That's the problem we run into every time in the crypto space.
And it's all disguised as for your own safety.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Ring a bell. It's for your own safety.
For your own safety.
They don't have the money.
Trying to protect you.
Yeah, they don't have the money either.
That's why. It's a fractional reserves, isn't it?
The moment I figured out
your own ignorance, like
the moment I figured out what Hex was, the bank called me like a day after, like, dude, your money is going away. Is this the right thing? Like, they were actually checking if my account got hacked or something.
Just wait until they ask you where the money is coming from back.
What?
Just wait until they ask you where the money is coming from.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people always talk about how to get the money into the crypto space, but what people don't think about is how to get it out of the crypto space.
Yeah, I've been wondering that as well. And if you asked Wills, he says you're an idiot. But I still want to know what's the best way. I don't know. Like until now, I've only put stuff in. So.
Well, Hodlog, I think if you take out enough, they will call you sir.
So, where did this $500,000 come from?
Sir,
1%.
Any other questions?
They'll probably take half of it as well, and then call them
the government.
Sir.
Yeah, and then it will come and you are under arrest, sir.
Yeah, take half.
I wish I could do this all day, guys. I really do, but I gotta get productive in the real world. And we don't want this stream to be too long for newcomers to digest too much information. I'll tell you what, I love Maddie and Wales and Kareem. You guys do an awesome show with the Quant Gang, but goddamn, 6 hours on Tuesday? That was crazy. Like, I don't even know. I was like an hour and a half into it, like, well, this was fun. I don't know if I have time for the rest. This is like a part-time job right here, just to watch Maddie Allen stream.
I have the solution, man. Yep. The way I do it is I turn it on. Then I play Call of Duty, and I'm quickscoping the shit out of everyone while I'm learning how to hack.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. You may need to be productive in the real world, but you won't be reproductive for very much long.
Well, the rest of you guys, I love you. Yep, it's done. It's done. On our way out. Go ahead, Markable. Say it.
Outro.